shit. Y'all gonna see me being real today. Y'all gonna see me being real today. Hope you guys are well. Coming through with a random live. And I had to get my sage burning because I already feel it's gonna be deep. Let me put my phone on vibrate. Before I get distracted. Sheesh. Hope you guys are well. Burning the sage. And what we'll do is just start with some grounding, because each and every day I'm noticing how important it is. So let's just close our eyes and just take a couple deep breaths. Again, we are a tree in this earth, and we're going to allow our roots to latch on to the earth and let that energy flow. What doesn't serve us is coming out through those roots. What serves us is coming in. What's coming out is pain, misery, things that are making us hurt. And what's coming in is peace, is direction, it's loving energy, nurturing, caring. And what's coming out is what we no longer need in our lives. So let's just take like 3 more breaths and just be in the moment. Okay. Now that we are grounded, I got my window open. I'm in Florida. This heat is already starting to come in, so I'm definitely warming down. We'll just go see how this goes, but I really wish there's a specific person I have in mind that we could get her input. I do need to drink some water. So I normally just do my Friday lives, right? But after the night I had, Spirit was like, girl, you better get your ass on this live. So there's so much to say, and it's already channeling. Let me just say that. It's already channeling. So to start off, I want to say, if you are a real person, or you're attracted to real people, or you enjoy real people, if you have any type of respect for honest people, real people, thank you. If you're a real person, thank you. I'm real. I don't like sugarcoating shit, right? And I want people that's gonna interact with me that way, respectfully, you know? Tell me about myself, but be respectable about it. And so, respectful about it, that's what I meant. But anyways, so this past week alone, right? For anyone who didn't know, I didn't make an announcement, but for any of my tribe members who do not know, I got certified in Reiki 2. And basically, if you don't know what Reiki is energy healing that helps expose any internal conflicts that need to be resolved and healed from, right? And originally, I wasn't planning on doing Reiki, but as time goes along, I'm starting to realize that it's calling me, as far as, you know, providing that type of healing energy to other people. But that's besides the point. Anyways, in my interactions, especially after the attunement that I received, which is basically just aligning who I am as a person, my energetic being, with that level of healing to offer to other people, we go through like a detoxing period, which is about 4 to 5 weeks, where you as a healer, you have to allow yourself to basically go through that Reiki process. Like, how can you offer healing to somebody else if you don't have it? You feel me? How can you walk somebody through that healing process if you've never done it, right? So with the attunement, it basically brings to light anything that needs to be acknowledged, observed, healed from, and let go. So right off the back, I'm like, when I did the Reiki 1, I went through some shit. I'll probably talk about it a little later, but like in the future. But for my Reiki 1, first, my Reiki 1 attunement, it was crazy. Like, I was going through a spiritual detox, which is what it's doing. It's giving you like a spiritual detox, an energetic detox. And then I don't know if I had COVID or not, but I was exposed to the environment, right? And at the time, I had just sold my car. I got back to my town, which is a small little town. Lyft and Uber won't let you ride if you're having symptoms. So like, I was just stuck at home for weeks, and for like 2.5 weeks, I was just sick. Like, I would get out of bed and get right back in. Like, I would be like, oh, let me get up, and I'll fall right back down because I was so weak because of that, all these detoxes going on at one time. Like, if you've ever done a physical detox, you know that shit is trying, okay? So I'm going through a physical detox with these symptoms that I'm having, and a lot of people are saying, girl, you ain't had no COVID, you had the flu. I don't know. I've never had the flu. I don't know what was going on, but I had that physical detox going on, right? And before it actually, I feel as if the attunement amplified it, because I was dealing with that, and then I'm going through the spiritual, emotional, and energetical detox. So basically, every fiber of my being was going through a detox at the same time. And for like 2.5 weeks, all I could do was stay in bed. Like, I promise you not. I literally did not walk my dog for 2 weeks because I was just that weak. But, you know, slowly but surely, I started gaining more strength, and one thing led to another, and I was able to get back up, right? Excuse me. So that was my level 1, and there was a lot of stuff coming up, and all I could do was just lay there and take it. So with this level 2 attunement that I just did, life is definitely different. I'm alive, I'm well, I have a business that is growing, you know, and it's just, things are better for me now than that first level, right? So we were talking about our healing processes over the weekend, and you know, of course, mine was the craziest one. Everybody else, they had a couple things come up, but I was like oh shit, like, so y'all trying to tell me it was just me? But anyways, I'm not gonna be petty. What I realized, you know, with this level 1 is, okay, so even before the Reiki, I was committed to my healing for years. It was slow at first, and this year it accelerated tremendously. So when I did that level 1 Reiki attunement, I was already in the process of healing who I am as a person, you know, and it got to the point where it was a little more, I don't want to say it was stagnant, but not as many things were coming up. So it released a lot of old beliefs that I had, that were etched into my DNA, my energetic field, you know, what I was born with. And during that time, and I was telling my Reiki instructor this, like while I was going through it, she's like, you're gonna get through it, you're gonna get through it. And I was like, I don't see that side. I feel like I'm in a dark tunnel, and I do not see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And now this weekend I was expressing to them that it's shifted. It's been a major shift, where before I felt like I was in this dark tunnel. I didn't see how I was going to get out of that situation. I felt like I was going to die. It was just so much going on. Whereas now, as I kept going through that tunnel, I did not know which direction I was going in. I was feeling the direction to keep going forward. I was allowing my instincts and my intuition to lead me, and all of a sudden, the lights turned on in the tunnel. And I'm talking about like a tunnel in New York. Like, you go in those tunnels, them bitches is bright as hell. Like, you're like, oh shit, okay. And then when you get out, it's like, it could be like pitch black outside, like it's nighttime, and you're like, whoa, okay, what the. So I feel like now I am in that type of tunnel. Okay, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know what the end result is, but I'm okay with that. And I'm trusting spirit to lead me. Because I've only gotten this far by trusting my intuition, by trusting in my divine team. And here I am talking to you, right? So we've established that right now I don't know my destination, but I am in a tunnel with a lot of light. And I can see more of the direction of where I'm headed. I don't know about the things that may come up, but I know that I'm in a tunnel, I'm on the right direction, and I'm going that way. And I only hope to help you get that way in your life. But that's something we'll talk about as time goes along. So the reason for this live, right? I just needed to give that backstory. The reason for this live is after that level 2 attunement, it's just like the first one. You have to go through a healing phase where you have to address things in your life that may you have to address things in your life that may be preventing you from healing, or may be a blockage, you know, towards your personal healing before you can heal somebody else. I heard this weekend that energy is synonymous. I don't know why I keep struggling to say that word. Synonymous. Whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Energy is the same thing as spirits, right? You have your energetic being, which we cannot see. It's in the spiritual realm. So in that same spiritual realm, you have other energies, which are other spirits, which are ancestors, which are deceased persons that have not resolved whatever they came to resolve. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm already starting to feel emotional, like, because this shit is real, right? So this week, I had a few interactions that really tested me, that really triggered me to the point where it was like, oh shit, like, you know, like, you're being real with me. I'm in the space where before, like in my job, right, I was in the position where people respected me because of what I did, because they knew the wisdom and the knowledge that I had. Whereas now, before I even need to say that, and they respected that position I had, and I did not give them any reason to disrespect me. So I was well respected, and most people that approached me, they felt intimidated, right? So now it's the same thing, but now I don't have this title of supervisor. I don't have this title of trainer. I have this title of Ashley, the fucking human. Right? And although I still get people that tell me they feel intimidated, I have more people who are able and willing to be honest with me when I'm fucking up. Okay? So this past week, I've had several interactions with many people, and I noticed with one specific person, there were triggers that kept coming up for me. And I'm like, okay, after this level 1 attunement and everything else that's happened before that, I thought I healed from a lot of this shit, but I noticed that this was deeper than myself, right? So I don't want to get into too much detail as far as the interaction because that's some confidential information. But I noticed certain things that were said, although it was from the kindness of that person's heart, they triggered me. And they were they respected me to the T, okay, capital T. This person did nothing but respect me, but certain things just kind of triggered me, and I'm like, okay, like the hell, you know, like that mad black woman wanted to come out, and it's just so much that's coming through right now, right? So as this happened, it just made me think to like my experiences in the past with similar or yet unsimilar people, as in, you know, having, you know how you have certain interactions with people, right? And when you interact with these people, you'll react in a certain way, and then it may be like a cycle, where a karmic cycle, yes, a karmic cycle, that's what came up. You kind of get into a karmic cycle where with each interaction you have, you notice that there's a specific pattern. Now, I want to also emphasize on that karmic cycle. If you don't know what it is, look it up. With that karmic cycle, it ties in to how we react to certain people, right? So with this karmic cycle in mind, I was interacting with this specific person, and I noticed that, you know, things were going the same way. The cycle was happening. The cycle was going on, and I'm like, okay, hold on. It actually, and then this person said something to me that really just triggered me, but not in a bad way. The person was like, okay, like we walked through some actions, that we walked through some of the things that happened, and I was like, oh shit, like, okay, no, this is something that keeps happening. So this is not you. This is not the masculine energy. This is something within myself that needs to get addressed, right? So last night, I took a nap or whatever, and then I woke up in the middle of the night around 12 when I was supposed to be doing homework, and I get myself ready for bed. I get in bed, and this is something like the conversation kept running through my mind, and this was happening all day. Whereas when I first woke up, in the day, I was like really doubting I wasn't too pleased with my behaviors regarding these interactions, right? And I was beating myself up, let's say that. And so I was like, okay, hold on, Ash. Like, you know, we all have intuition. You followed your intuition. You followed what felt right to you. However, you're beating yourself up right now. So there's a disconnect that was happening. So in the day, I forgave myself. Let's say that. I forgave myself for being hard on myself, and I went throughout the day. But I kept hearing the voices, not like voices like, oh, hey, what you doing? But like internally, like the voices that I were hearing they came off as my thoughts. And I realized, I'll get back to that. So, and before I even continue, understand, just because we are practitioners in Reiki or whatever, just because we heal people, just because we card read, just because we are able to provide you with steps that you can take to heal, that does not mean that we are not human. We are still human at the end of the day. I am still a fucking human at the end of the day, okay? And that's the same with everybody. But during the night, when I was about to go to actual sleep, it just kept running in my mind. So I started journaling. And as I journaled, I realized that there was no reason in my life for me to have acted the way I did with the interactions, or to do the things that I did, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not perfect, but in this case, when I worked on getting to the root problem, it was not something that it didn't stem from something I experienced in my childhood or in life. Let me say that. So then, as I started diving deeper, I realized that, and I've spoken about this before, but on my personal channel, I realized that when we're born, we're born with an inheritance, if you will, of who we are meant to be, as well as the energy of those before us. So our mothers, and I want to say our fathers, our family members. However, I want to focus on the women in this case, right? So as we're all born, and I'm getting chills just saying this, as we're born, we are born with these traits that are not from us. You know how they say the DNA, the XY chromosome and all that, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing energetically, okay? When we are born, our energies are formed with not only who we are, but also with remnants of our ancestors. And as Black women, because I have to take it there, we cannot move forward if we do not address this. As Black women, we have a lot of trauma that may not stem from ourselves, but from our ancestors, right? And this does not excuse anybody's behavior. It does not excuse anybody's behavior. So if you're gonna get triggered as I talk about this, go just. As much I appreciate your support, I am gonna have to ask you to leave. But as Black women, we are born with a lot of trauma. All my life, I've heard how the Black woman was like the bottom of the barrel. Everybody's gonna get what they want, but the little stuff at the end, at the bottom of the barrel, don't nobody want to reach all the way in there and get it. And that's how that's how society has looked at Black women, right? If you think back to the days of slavery, there was Black women working in the fields, and then were Black women that were in the house teaching other people's children, that were doing this, that were sex slaves, and that this is the role that our ancestors had, right? And a lot of our ancestors died in the process of, just being this slave, right? And some of their souls, some of their spirits, that energy has yet to find peace, right? And a lot of people get intimidated when we start talking about the spiritual realm, but this is some real shit. So those energies of these women who were forced to be this person that they did not want to be, that transferred to us, okay? That healing that they wanted, they never got, because they died doing that to protect their families, to live, whatever the case may be. This is what they went through, okay? And they had our ancestors that may no longer be on this earth, and that cycle just continued and just continued, okay? So you have all these women, all these Black women that went through all this shit, didn't know anything about healing, didn't know anything about that, and all they could do was take it. And they died in the process because they do not know what to do. And here we are now, a new generation, and it's the same thing, but it has a different coat, okay? The traumatizing, the sex trade, the this, the that. It's so many things that are happening. So last night, when I was gonna go to sleep, I started just like journaling, because I'm trying to find the root of why I reacted in why was I having certain triggers with this interaction, right? And that's what came up. It's the trauma that has been going through my bloodline that was never able to heal. And growing up with, I want to say, a mind focused on religion, that shit never got addressed. But the moment that I chose to, like, you know, the moment that I started hearing the calling to ask questions, to explore, this is when I started to learn this, okay? So I'm saying all that to say there was a lot of healing that I personally had to go through, and it wasn't just healing for myself, it was healing for my ancestors that had to do what they did not want to do, okay? We live in a society where everybody's fighting for respect, everybody's fighting for money, everybody's fighting to move forward. But it's still the same thing. It just looks different. We don't have plantations anymore. We have employers. But I'm not even going to go there. But it's the same thing, where a lot of us are fortunate to not have to deal with these issues, right? But then a lot of us, like myself, we're the ones that our ancestors have chosen to allow them to heal and allow ourselves to heal in the process. And if you're not willing to do that work, if you're not really willing to go through that pain of stripping your very DNA of this trauma, how can you truly expect to move forward? Right? So, personally, that healing process actually took all night, because not only was I getting healing for myself and healing from these habits that didn't stem from who I am or from any experiences that I had in this lifetime, I also had to facilitate healing for my divine team. It's hand in hand, okay? When you start to dive into spirituality, you learn that you have ancestors, angels, energies, and all these different entities in the spirit realm that are protecting you. And they will always protect you. But they're also there because they've had things that they never got the chance to heal from. And a lot of people don't realize that that's not something that you hear. We're told to be tough. We're told to be strong. We're told to not embrace our emotions. We're told to just be this fucking robot. You are not a fucking robot, okay? You are not a fucking robot. You're a human. And humans cry. And humans need help. And humans have shit that they gotta deal with on a daily basis. Not to make it seem unimportant, right? But as humans, we go through a lot. Now, this is not including being a mother, being a father, having a job. I don't want to say fuck all that, but fuck all of that for this moment, okay? I'm gonna be dead ass blunt. As a human alone, we got a lot of shit to deal with, okay? And then we have those other responsibilities that come along. But as a human alone, we go through enough shit. So I'm tired of hearing people saying, oh, that ain't nothing serious, that ain't this, that ain't that. Stop that. Because as a human alone, we have to go through some shit. Just because you have more responsibilities than the next person doesn't mean that you are more relevant. We are all equal, okay? We were all created to live this life experience. So stop downgrading each other's experiences. We need to stop that. As a people, as a race, we need to stop that. Listen, I can go on and on and on. But the purpose of this live, I wanted to address that, okay? We have to do better for ourselves and for our ancestors that paved the way for us to live the way that we're living right now. Maybe you're not living the best life, but you're working towards it. I'm happy for you. But as each day comes along, there's nothing to be afraid of. They're here to help you. They're here to guide you in the way that they could not do for themselves because they did not have the knowledge, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. I just feel it, you know? Shit. They be coming for me. And I'm supposed to be exercising right now. But, yes. There are times where if you choose to truly dive into your healing, you may notice that certain things don't fully come from you, right? The roots are coming from another tree, another person. But if we use the visualization of trees, right? Let's say there's two trees next to each other. Let's say you have like an oak tree and a palm tree, right? The oak tree is like full of your ancestors and the palm tree is you. I'm in Florida. We gonna use palm trees. That oak tree has been there for years and years and years and years, and then let's say as one palm tree dies, it joins the spirit of that palm tree joins the oak tree, and it's the ancestral tree, and you just have the next palm tree that grows up, which is the next generation and the next generation, right? And as these palm trees are growing, you have this oak tree. The roots are firmly planted in the ground, but with each palm tree that grows, the roots kind of just wrap around the palm tree, right? The roots are wrapping around the palm tree and they have a hold on it. That is us right now, okay? Sometimes it requires assistance from the outside to help free yourself from those roots, because those specific roots are more traumatic. Those specific roots are more detrimental because they're unhealed energies that stem from generations from that ancestral tree. So when you choose to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to focus on this healing. Regardless of how it hurts, regardless of how it feels, I'm gonna heal for myself, for my ancestors, and for the generations that are coming. Whether you have kids or not, you're healing for the generation that's coming, right? So that's something that we do not talk about. That's something that we do not address. We as a people, and I'm not just talking about black people, I'm talking about humans. We have to truly look at ourselves. There's different levels of trauma, no matter how big, how small. We all have different measurements of trauma. What I consider a teaspoon, you might consider a fucking gallon, okay? So we all have different levels of trauma that need to be addressed. And when we truly, I want to say, sacrifice ourselves, getting out of our comfort zone, we allow that healing to come for us, for our families in the past, and our family that's coming, okay? I can see the work that I've been doing, it's taken so long to get to where I am as far as healing, okay? And there's still some things I want to see in life. I'm getting there. And although it's a challenge for me, because I am the one that is, I want to say, cleansing this bloodline, my bloodline, I'm seeing the results in my family, okay? My family has been so blessed. And I don't want to say I'm the reason behind it, but I know that through the directions that I have received from my divine team, from our divine team, that has been a major part of it. Without being too blunt. I want to use an example, right? My first job, I was working at Walmart. I was making working overnight. I was making like $9.50 overnight. I thought I was the shit. Okay, I thought I was the shit, and I had to fight for that job. I had to go there almost every day till I found a manager to, and with that, she was like, "Oh, you weren't even gonna get this job, but because you were consistent, bam, I got you." Right? So that was me. I want to say back in like 2012, 2013, around that time frame, right? Fast forward to now, and I was like 18 or so. I can't really remember. But fast forward to now, I have a younger sister, right? She's about to be 18. And she got her first job. I don't remember how she got that first job. But she was looking for another job, right? And when she saw the job posted online, it was posted like 11 hours prior to when she saw it. She did the application. An hour later, she got a fucking call for an interview. The next day, one day later, she has a fucking the interview, and she gets hired on the spot, right? And then she starts working, and she starts making a certain amount of money, which is more than what I was making at Walmart. Let's say like 10 and change, and now she up to like 15 and change, and it's barely been a month. Like, bruh, you cannot tell me that is not some divine intervention going on right there. What minor making more than $10 an hour? You feel me? So that's just one example of how I know the work that I'm doing, although it's painful for me, it's worth it for my family and for me in the long run. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, because I don't want to say I was rambling. I just know that Spirit needed me to say that for somebody in the back. It may feel like your healing isn't worth it. It may feel like you're in a dark tunnel and you cannot see the way out, like I did a few weeks ago, like a month or two ago. You may feel like that, and that is understandable, but hold fast. Don't give up. If you're just starting your journey, you may be wanting to quit. You may be feeling like it's not worth it. Don't give up. It is worth it. Okay? It's gonna be worth it for you and for your family in the long run. Okay? We snatching back our generational wealth. Okay? We snatching it back. Our ancestors had that trauma that they gotta heal from, but they also got that wealth that they got. Okay? And I'm not saying focus on that part. Focus on the healing, and everything else will fall into place. But yes, and this comes with Saturday love. Okay, today is Saturday love, where you gotta love on your folks. So just love on your folks, love on yourself, love on your folks that are still here, love on your folks that have already passed. And if you need to know how to do that, Google it. I'm gonna go ahead and get my day started. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I gotta do and get my workout in, going on the hike. But, excuse me, I hope that this message really reaches somebody who may have needed to hear it. And, yeah, I guess things just worked out the way they needed to. I really wanted to see if I was going to get a specific person here. I guess she's still out of town. And I forgot to text her before I even jumped on. I was just focused on cleansing here. But, yes. Focus on your healing, guys. No matter how painful it may be, because it is going to be worth it. Focus on loving yourself, because without you, nothing else can truly exist. Everything that you're working on, it cannot exist without you. And finally, just know that you are loved. The same way we can be grateful for our divine team, they're grateful for you. Okay? A lot of them, and this is, oh my gosh. Y'all, sorry, this shit is starting again. a lot of them didn't know the way to get their healing. A lot of them didn't even know healing was possible. And as time went along, some of them started to learn about it, but they were afraid. You're the one that they're asking to help them heal, okay? You're the one that they're hoping is up for the challenge. I'm getting that a lot of them kind of resent not having done it, but they're happy that you're willing to do the work. If this, and take this as it resonates, if you're willing to do the work, your ancestors are proud of you and they are thankful for you. So although we're always like thanking the ancestors for the work that they're doing, the help that they're doing, the reason that they're doing that is because some of them feel as if they didn't have the guts to do it themselves. Okay? This is why it's nothing but love. They accept you as a human. Okay? We're not perfect. They know that. They've been here. Okay? And some of them are saying that they've done worse shit than you will ever do in your lifetime. And they're saying, thank you. Thank you for taking the chance on yourself. Because by doing that, you're healing them. So they will guide you every step of the way. Just don't forget to tap into that. Don't forget that you are surrounded by love. And I'm feeling it right now. I am so feeling it right now. Don't forget that you are surrounded by love. You are surrounded by peace. Regardless of how everything looks on the other side. Regardless of what you're seeing. They love you. They are here for you. They are grateful for you. And they will guide you every step of the way. Now, if you're choosing to ignore that message, I'm hearing that they will help put you in certain predicaments that will help you open your eyes. So regardless of when you listen to this message, it's always going to apply. They're not going to change. They are never going to change. They love you for who you are. The things that they went through, the pain that they experienced, the trauma that they went through, it was for you to be here and live your best life. And for you to do that, it requires stripping that trauma that you were born with. They didn't want you to be born with it, but it happened because they felt as if they were not up to the challenge, up to the test. Okay? So now they are here. You may have never met them, but they are here. They are guiding you every step of the way. So pay attention to synchronicities that you're seeing. Pay attention to messages that are popping out to you. Pay attention to things that are resonating with you, because this is how they are interacting with you. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your feelings, what you're hearing. That is them wanting to speak with you. And all that they are asking is that you listen. Oh, shit. And there's no clearer way to say that. Whoever needs to hear this message will hear it. At the end of the day, it's about you. And by focusing on yourself and giving yourself the healing that you need, it's a domino effect. Okay? If you think about the energies that I mentioned that we're born with, it's like it's attached to you, it's attached to them, it's attached to all your family members. But as you're at the front of the line right now. And as you choose to do that healing, it kind of just like sets that domino off, and then it just sprays out to create a beautiful image. And that my friend is one of the reasons why you're here. not only to live your best life, but to also create a change that will last for generations to come. And with that being said, y'all, I know I said it before, I'm gonna end it right here. If you watch this video all the way through, I thank you. If you're still here, thank you. And I just want to hear your comments. If there's anything you want to share, if anything you want to express, go ahead and do it. This is a safe space. My goal is to create a safe space to promote healing. That's all I want. I'm not worried about likes. I'm not worried about shares. Although they're nice, that's not my focus. My focus is to help us all live a better life, to create a better world. Not only for ourselves, but for the generations coming. So I'm sending you guys love, light, peace, and blessings. Be safe, and I will see you guys next time.